Kristin. So I had so many people ask for a tutorial of sorts of the eye look that I had in my fall picks, eyeshadow, and I think it was nail polish video that I thought I would go ahead and do that. I don't do tutorials all that often, but I am, as I've said before, I am not a makeup artist. I am just a woman who loves some makeup, and I'm happy to share how I apply it in my tips and tricks. So that's what we're going to do today. The shadows that I'm going to be using are the Chanel Ebloui, and then Nars New York, and Max Folly is close-ish to this. There's a little more kind of burgundy in New York, but you could certainly make it work with Max Folly. And then I'm going to use, just because I have it here, and this is what I used that day, Bobbi Brown's Ivory, but you could use Blanc Type from MAC, Brulee from Wet n Wild, whatever. I also have my NYX Jumbo stick, and I might use a little wedge. I can't remember for sure what I did, so anyway, I'm going to pin back my hair and we'll get started. Okay, so I have my mirror right here, so if that's where I'm looking, I think this angle will work well in here. I haven't done a ton of tutorials since I moved in here, so I'm just going to take my milk jumbo pencil, put a little up here, and I should say, for those of you that, and a little in the inner corner, for those of you that remember Miss Hannah G, I originally saw this idea on her channel. She's taken all her videos down and everything, but so this is kind of a take. This is not a completely original idea. I'm just showing how I do it. But one thing that drives me crazy on YouTube is people taking other people's ideas and claiming them as their own. Kind of drives me crazy. Okay, I also have, at the end I'll run down what I have on my face for you. But I do have I have Urban Decay Primer Potion and Painterly Paint Pot on my lid already. So now I'm going to use the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. I like to use a synthetic brush with these, and this again is Chanel's Ebloui. And I'll probably do one eye and then edit out doing the other eye. Because, you know, how long does the tutorial need to be? But I want you to see everything that I do to at least one eye. It's another thing that drives me nuts with tutorials that are like 3 minutes long, and you have no idea how long it actually took them to blend to the point at which you liked what it looked like. Does that make sense? Hey, face you a little more head on. So let's have a little YouTube discussion here while I'm doing this. Is anybody else sick to death of the Cadillac commercial? Ugh. I know that the commercials are necessary on YouTube, and so I understand and appreciate that. So now that I have it pretty much applied, I'm just going to blend it up into the crease a little bit. Use your finger for this. You can go like this if you don't want to use the brush. For some reason, Cadillac made that commercial so that it's so, like, high-tech. I don't know exactly what you would call that. But it takes forever to, like, load. So there's always, like, this big, long pause while doors are flying off. And I actually, some of you probably don't even have that commercial, because I understand that commercials are different based on where you live and where you're logged in from. I don't remember if I did this the other day or not, but I'm just going to take a little bit of MAC's Wedge, no, soft brown, because it's a little bit warmer, and a fluffy brush of sorts. I'm just going to use this Sigma E40. And just help to transition that out. Do you see the difference between that and that? Hopefully. And again, I don't know right or wrong or application of things. I just know what I do. All right, I'm going to take a MAC 217 and then my Ivory color, so whichever color you have, and apply that to my brow bone. And then use that to kind of blend. I've always used a color like this to blend, but using the 217 was an idea I got from Sabrina at MAC Shadow Combos. I'm going to bring that down into the inner corner. I'll link her below. She's like the master of blending. So I finished that. I'm just going to take a little more of the... Oh, my arm is killing me. Look, I burned myself with my curling iron today. Can you see that? Good gracious. So what I'm going to do is grab another 217 type brush. This is probably a Sigma version. You have the Sigma E25. Same difference to me. And then I'm going to take Nars New York, New York. And I'm putting it on kind of one side of the brush. I'm going to pat it in this outer corner. And bring it in a little bit. And so here's the thing. This is a matte color, and the Ebloui has definitely some sparkle to it, as you can see. And so I feel like this makes it a tad more wearable. And the sparkle in the Ebloui does not come across as much as some of the other Chanel Illusion d'Ombres. This just, I don't know, it just does something to it. See the difference between the two, in theory? I think I brought it up a little bit more that day. Same thing over here. And if this gets out too far, don't worry. We'll fix that later. Because it does for me almost daily. I need to look in the mirror that's closer. Because, you know, that's what I normally do. I normally have my face like in the mirror. So I'm going to grab, you can grab any kind of pencil brush. The one that I happen to have is the Sigma E30 from the Mr. Bunny collection. Going into that New York, New York again. I'm just going to connect this down here. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just me here. Nothing fancy. So first, I'm going to line my eyes with Zero from Urban Decay, and then I will, I'm going to line my top, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to show you this eye. So all I did was line it with Zero, and it looks like crud, no big deal. I'm just taking the Smudge E21. I love this brush. I use this every single day, because I am not about a stark line. I like to smoke out everything. I just think it's more flattering. And so I'm not like yanking on my eye, I'm just making it less wrinkly. You could do this with a Q-tip too if you don't have this brush. Okay, so we're all smudged out. Now I'm going to take the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Inner Rim Liner from that kit, and I'm going to tight line on top and on bottom. Something else, people want me to do a video on tight lining. I don't know how to do that. That's how I tight line. Here, take two. I literally just kind of get it in there as close to the lashes as I can. Like that. This makes such a difference. And then we're going to like that. I like to do that first, which is why I had to stop myself before. And then back to the New York, New York, and this pencil. I just kind of smudge. Oh, that was kind of Marlena-esque. Didn't mean to steal that. There. I'll do the other side and I'll be back. Okay, so I finished smudging that out with that. I'm just taking this brush that I had the soft brown on again and just, I'm literally pulling it out kind of further than I want to. Just so that edge is really blended. And then this is the concealer brush that I use. I'm just gonna, gosh, I swear. Clean that up a little bit. And that is pretty much the look. I'm going to put on some mascara and then I will come back and show you what's on the rest of my face. Okay, so this is the finished look. I do think it got a tad smokier than it was when I did it the other day, but certainly just eliminate some of that. You could add in or eliminate whatever you want. On my face today, I have the Guerlain Météorites primer with the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau BB cream over top. And I have my Giorgio Armani Maestro concealer. I did all of that before. I know a lot of people when they do smoky eyes will do it after. I don't know, I just do it before. Not a professional. To set everything, I have my Mercier Loose Minerals and Natural Beige. I have a little bit of Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild. And NYX Taupe as my contour. And Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And then for my blush today, I have Illamasqua's Naked Rose. Which, quite frankly, I feel like I could put a little bit more on. Sometimes when I get done with the look, I'm like, I look a little washed out. See, I could edit this out, but this is real life right here. And then on my lips today, I have Rosewood from, right? Is that a lie? Rosewood, yes, from Burberry, which is exactly what I was wearing the day that I had this look on. All right, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'm not a professional. This is just the way that I do my makeup, and this is how I created that look the other day. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!